Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Haha neho. Uka. Mzima live show.
Ino ni Mzima live show.
Due to public demand, tumerudisha, tumeongea na team, tumerudisha ile vitamin C lotion, ndio hiyo. Ile vitamin C shower gel, ndio hiyo. Ile vitamin C scrub, ndio hiyo. Na ile turmeric oil, ndio hiyo. Bado 1200. Na sasa nimekuongezea hii glycerin. Hii glycerin unaweza iweka ndani ya shower gel, unaweza itumia na hii, unaweza iongeza tu hapo. Please pigeni simu. Hazitakuwa best lady because it's a very short notice. Zitakuwa kwa Tony Airo salon zote ya Kilimani na town na warashi shop zetu zote. Pigeni simu. They are only very few. So please zikiisha this time, tunarudi kwa kale 1750. 1200 kwa hizi zote vitu 5. Sawa, asanteni sana.
Abotiga halini twegoko
Auto Empire.
ugienda ngari njega ngari theri
ko ni uboetwo ni ngari yaku wageria kumiendia magakune thogora wa matumbo ukaha Auto Empire
ku ni kuindo njega cire
hando ha gana horeru na hando hathaka muno.
Siku hizi ni kukanyanga mafuta
ni Kiambu Road bali tuka halia Foys naenda ngari ya Volvo goko no kudukira tungiona nduka nja hau hage mwarie nao uri hage pore
ta wena kioneki guthie ni guthie
Tukaha tukayo solutions ya gari.
Sweetheart gogorera gakari kega muno go build
Ruborolo ni taifuku taitone mombi kire tudoe demoni ndio ekolekana ko osho samido na ndoka ukurehera ndito njega kuma gwa gikomba ndogo kile urafatara gwika tha ici ni kuingira thimu-ini yaku akorora huthira thimu ya Android igira Google Play Store o download app ino iretwo Gikomba Pure app. Watu wa iPhone munaingia kwa App Store uka download app ino. Haha niho raikia kindu gya kwendia ukabid akone kugura uragura. Download Gikomba Pure app. Samido.
Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Haha neho. Uka. Mzima live show.
Ino ni Mzima live show.
Yes, mwiroreri wa Mzima live show ni twashokereria ukai kuhereria ihare ya Facebook live Mzima live show, hare ya YouTube Mzima live show, TikTok Mzima live show. Karibuni. Ndona ndumiriri nyingi muno aria muma na ithuĩ twina ndereti ndikeru ya Gen Z, yes. Andu metereire horo wa Gen Z, yes. Mutongoria witu ni kinyia. Karibu sana. Haya. Tumana dereti hiyo area twakorwo nayo, twakorwo tukiariria andiki a nenda-ini, online voices, digital voices. Mauma haha. Tumana Mururi Digital TV, Kikuyu Vibes, tumana Film Media, noho ni tumana Castro Media, na ikereka riri ringi riu rirarumirira niria uteti wa bururi. Thie na mbere kuingira haria mutambo-ini wa Facebook. Tuingihe haria nigetha tuterete ciigie bururi witu. Watinda atia weekend yaku irahanaga atia mwiroreri wa Mzima live show. Karibia. Thank you. Domereri ne nyige. Aya, Debbie, ndimo yage ya TikTok how they ni. Aya. Tukum TikTok. How they ni kana yakiria. Thank you muno Father Peter Ken. Korea Gatodo. Thank you very much. Wa kunumirira haria na makirio na kwenda Mzima live show. Shiria nambari une njega haria TikTok, haria Facebook, haria YouTube ni Mzima live show. Thank you. Mwiroreri witu tugagucokeria ngatho ni undu wa gutucagura na makiria gututua show number 1 thiini wa nenda ciothe county ciothe 47 rohamwe na ukegu wa diaspora. Guku kwa Mzima live show ni show ya Mukenya kuri we Mukenya, tugatereta maundu maria maratutindika ithuĩ ta akenya, gakurehera andu maraguthomithia maundu maingi, tugakorwo twi bururi we mbere, tugakorwo twi bururi turahota kumenya maundu uria maregariura na guoka ona maundu twakurehera father, twakurehera muhunjia, twakurehera stories za Mkenya, maundu uria maregariura. Ririkana gacumbiri kandeto utongoria ungikorwo nduri mwega tutingihota guthii na mbere wega. Koguo utongoria riria wakorwo wi murungaru noguo maundu maitu megukorwo manyorothekete, na nikio muthenya wa umuthi thiini wa Mzima live show twina gatha ndongoria Gen Z ndongoria. Turario horo wa Njeri Kahiga, uyu ni murereri wa giturwa kia Women Rep 2027 kuma kuria Nyandarua County number 18, na ningi no mutongoria muyuthi neguka tukorwo tukirikia kabiro turore Gen Z factor, turore wira wa Gen Z kana haria Gen Z maigitwo thiini wa kiama kieru kiria gikiriga kurugurio kia DCP Party ni ica ikuhi. Tuthie na mbere kwaraniria kuhakuhiriria ihare ya Facebook, haria YouTube ni Mzima live show. Haya, karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Thank you muno.
Wetereirwo muno ni andu.
Thank you muno.
Abogeithie mwiroreri.
Wa mbere ni kunyita mwiroreri wa Mzima show. Na ndimucokerie ngatho na ngwire nitukwendete muno Mzima.
Thank you.
Ndigwiciria kwi hindi uthiaga live gaga kuingira no ko ndikuingira the full time. Ndiaga kuingira njithikiriria tondu ni nyonaga show ino ni rehaga andu aria bururi urenda guthikiriria.
Yes.
Na ngucokerie ngatho ni kutuaga show ino yaku show ya kurehe nginya mbeu njithi ti kundu kuingi twitikirikaga na kuria twetikana no wega tugagicokagia ngatho. Nyambe ngeithie mwiroreri wothe wa Nyandarua County handu aruma na mwiroreri wothe handu aruma wiguaga ruthiomi ruru ndiraria ndimugeithie na ndimwire ithuĩ ta Gen Z tukenete muno tondu bururi ni ukinyete handu getikira gutire conversation ingithi na mbere thiini wa bururi uno, from the economic conversation to the social conversation to the political conversation, Gen Z factor itariho. Koguo muthi njire mwiroreri no wega akitu join nigetha akimenye haria turanyita itemi ta Gen Z thiini wa ciama-ini citu, na ndimwire nie kiama giakwa ni kiama kia DCP kiria giratongorio ni Rigathi wa Gachagua na kiria turanveirire last week na twerekeire ku launch mweri nya June. Yes,
very good. Mwesh mtarajiwa jaba ndongoria niguo ngugwita gatha ndongoria, miaka yaku ni minini he andu mara makire kuigua ati wina miaka 24
Nina miaka 24 ngukinyia 25 October ino turorete
no kanjita birthday
ni ngurire ona itheru
wow congratulations mwe tutanaingira uhoro wa Gen Z kiama-ini kia DCP weekend gwatinda maundu maingi muno kana kuratindire maundu maingi muno horo wa mubunge wa Mumias East mundu gwitwo Salasia gwikio ngono umuthe thutha-ini kurekererio na Mbiru governor na Tembea gwikio ngono uhoro wa second deputy president Rigathi wa Gachagua Rigiji gukorwo akihitanwo nake aikio ngono weekend kuratindire maundu maingi no muthe kiuteti maundu ni megariura muno ndiura mona atia
nyambe njuge ndina kieha muno wa mbere tondu macio mothe makora bururi ri nyandaro no turakorirwo ni mamwe tondu father uria watuhucite kuria Boyman ni aroragirwo na it is very sad na haria siasa cikinyete thaici thini wa bururi uyu ri there's a lot of political intolerance opposition and government ukaiguaga thirikari ndiretekira gukiririria opposition marute wira wao Muta Salasia aranyitirwo Friday ni muheshimiwa arekio muthi Monday after kurutoro igotini Muta governor na Tembea he has been arrested in a very humiliating way na umanaki hoto mundu ucio kone andikirwo marua asamono ri ndangiragire guthie kuria gwititwo koguo njuge ikoretwe ri weekend ya maundu maingi kiama gitu kirari kuria mwena wa Murang'aira Saturday nario twari kuria Kanyanya-ini kwa Grey City na in all those situations no raigua thigari cienda gutumwo cika intimidate andu goons no ciratumwo cika intimidate andu na riu igakorwo ri temperatures ina maundu maingi muno tondu witamo beu njithi kana wita muciari o hindi wokira ureyuria atiriri haria gukorwo muthiri how ikio tear gas haria gukorwo muthiri ni hakuhurwo rithathi tariu ria turaraunjaga kiama gitu kuria haria headquarters ini goons no ciratumwo ira end up gukorwa itiriri iri open fire you know make disperse
na goons ici tondu ndihotire guka mucemanio ucio ndari mihango-ini ya kuraihu ndari kuria mwena wa Moro ndathiete igongona ria mutumia arohuruka uhoro ugwitwo Njeri wa Ruigi anyitetwo hindi ya mau aria mahuranagira wiyathi miaka 8 akiikio njera na ni mamu wa Apostle Ndura wa Ruigi kuria Moro kundu gwitagwo kiambiriria na ngeithi nyingi cia wa Munyoro ciari nyingi muno rumiriria DCP na ndiakihotire gukorwo na inyuĩ kuria kiama-ini no uhoro wa goons ici ri ciokire cibangitwo tondu video iria nyonaga ni ati mari handu ngiti-ini gwathire ati tondu we wari kuo
ngwiciria thirikari ri yeciragia tugwika igongora muthenya mugima na ningwenda njire thirikari onokorwo no marenda haro ri magaukaga on time to tariu hindi yo mokire turikitie no anyita na ithuĩ andu wa DCP ri ndaria turarumirira Rigathi wa Gachagua tutire iguoya no anyita oko ni marenda gutuma goons ri matikamatumĩrĩra turikirie ni kuma tũrũmo twenda kuinuka oko ni maraigua meno jamba ri mundu okaga event ri kiambia koga muti guthi na mbere na event but njuge undu uria wandurire muno ni kuona ati you know bũrũri ũyũ ni waruire muno ũhoro wa multi party democracy back in the 1990s na eke ngwire gutire hindi tungicoka thutha haria gatiba ihetukite katiba itu for the first time ni ratestire mwena wa impeachment wa deputy president katiba etigetie tu gutest impeachment ya president wanyita na maybe section ya ku impeach maybe an MP koguo ri tutingicokia katiba ningi thutha ni hetukite maundu ma multi democracy because we've had so many parties from back then kuma riria gatiba yathondekio 2010 ri multipartyism has been there now na before 2010 multipartyism was there koguo Kasongo regime gutwenda gutucokia ati okondu ri kiama-ini gia thirikari we mundu muru ugatumagirwo goons ri ni matucokia kundu kuru muno tariu ndironire nginya billboard irekiritwo ya mundu gwitwo Nyakera na Rigathi ni maguthi mambata iguru matarure no ciao cia empowerment ri gutiri urahutia wanyita irekiretwo Kariubangi akiuga uhoro wa kiama kieru kia Rigathi wa Gachagua njugi atiriri if at all ni njiraga andu atiriri ona ithuĩ mĩtũrĩre-inĩ itũ rĩ gũtiagaga andũ mara compete na ithuĩ na gũtiagaga arata arĩa mũrageria gũkĩrania na to other levels kwĩ arĩa makinyaga mbere yaku nayo gakinya thutha waku no ndũngĩtuĩka every time somebody is ahead of you you want to become violent because ũmũthĩ ũyũ twari ũhoro wa Rigathi wa Gachagua kwĩrwo nĩ araugire atĩ 2027 no ĩcokekerwo and they are making it look as if those remarks cirarĩ remarks cia gũchochea haro na violence no uma na kĩhoto rĩ rĩo ratũma goons ciũke na mabanga na mathanwa rĩ kwaria marĩ ĩyo ti violence rĩo ratũma goons ciũke tũgabocwo gũci dispatch na live bullets rĩ ĩyo ti violence rĩrĩa ciana cirũmĩra barabara maandamano cikoragwo rĩ ta rĩu kesi ya mwana ũrĩa woragirwo wa mĩaka 7 rĩ mwana ũcio nakorwo mũthigari o iria akĩmũkunyanga rĩ ĩyo ti discipline enough no rĩu mwana wa rika rĩu wa mwera rithathi so this government is a government of double standards when they want to say violence is bad nĩ harĩa Rigathi auga some statements that are supposed to caution IEBC tondũ mũthĩ onawe mzima no ngwĩre atĩrĩrĩ so ĩno yaku ũngĩaga kũmĩhe the professional setup nĩ gũthiĩ thĩ ndakiuga nĩ ngũtwara cũthĩ ndakwĩra wa kũmĩkĩra na professional standards nĩ gwĩka atĩa nĩ gũthiĩ thĩ that is what Rigathi Gachagua said if IEBC does not hold their mandate as they should according to the constitution metĩkĩre mahũthĩrwo ta ũrĩa bunge yahũthĩrirwo ta ũrĩa senate yahũthĩrirwo ta ũrĩa NCIC ihũthagĩrwo ta ũrĩa borithi cihũthagĩrwo wanyita ta ũrĩa mũnene wa borithi tũmuonaga akĩhũthĩrwo ũru akarehe andũ barabara morage ciana citũ nĩ makũ face the consequences they'll take this country to a bloodshed wanyita koguo rĩ njuge atĩrĩrĩ thirikari nĩ ĩtige maũndũ ma double standards na okorwo he mũndũ agĩrĩirwo nĩ gũkorwo thaa ici anyitĩtwo nĩ thigari nĩ a Oscar Sudi arĩa maraugaga atĩ ona kura cia kũigana nĩ makamenya kũrĩa makaruta kura icio ingĩ mararia ũhoro wacio
no tũkĩaria mũheci ũhoro wa maũndũ ma ABC na ũhoro wa post election nĩ andũ marauga Rigiti arakĩgwetire na ararurumũkia ironda cia tene rĩciria andũ aingĩ thĩna nĩ ũcio menaguo hihi tũngĩ avoid topic teo ona hĩndĩ ĩno andũ makĩrĩ na ũhoro wa ũteti tũmĩige tu kando tondũ nĩ ironda turarurumukia
we mukristiano nĩ njũĩ we mukristiano nĩ nguoraga ũgĩthi kanitha nĩma o Sunday twathi kanitha nĩtũririkanagio Ngoma nĩ anyaririre ciana cia Isiraeli nĩtũririkanagio maũndũ marĩa Ngoma ekire moru Kasongo maraigua ũru nĩkĩ twamũririkania bũrũri ũyũ maũndũ marĩa 207 atongoria amwe matwarirwo ICC na arĩa angĩ magĩthitangwo matwarire bũrũri ũyũ I always say we cannot avoid talking about the bad past mũtũrĩre-inĩ waku mzima rĩ cũĩ no rĩ kwĩ hĩndĩ wokaga live ũkaga mũndũ wa gũkwĩrorera nwanyita mĩaka yanyu mũkĩambia media na gũtiarĩ na maũndũ ma online mwamona mũkĩte biũ nginya mũtuĩkĩte celebrities so is it a bad thing when we talk of our bad experiences in the voice of kwenda gũkũconi arĩa meho mũtikatũcokie harĩa twekorete nwanyita tebe ndara maikaraga kuria gukoragwo na floods na kuria iria rengaga rĩgoka mwena ũrĩa andũ marĩ every time they are reminded eherai tondu mbura ya nene harĩ rũrũ rwarenga rĩ nĩ mũgakorwo mwe victims of floods wanyita why don't we complain when those people are reminded
kuguo nĩ ta andũ maranyitirio ũrĩa gũtararĩ hihi kana ũrenda
no what I have to say is andũ na matiarĩ na thĩna na statement ĩyo no rĩu thirikari yokĩra rĩ othe maratua nyamũ ĩyo atĩ Rigathi araugire no nginya gũkarwo 2027 but truth is ũguo nĩguo thirikari ĩkaga thirikari nĩ yoaga kaũndũ ũraugire ĩgaka manipulate ĩgakarehe in the right that they want people to hear and evoke emotions no mũndũ ũrathikĩrĩirie Rigathi wa Gachagua mũndũ ũtarĩ na emotions mũndũ ũtarĩ na ũndũ ũngĩ rĩ aronire Rigathi wa Gachagua agĩcaution IEBC wanyita nyambe ngwĩre atĩrĩrĩ twanaigua maita maingĩ mũno andũ a bunge a mwena wa thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza makiuga andũ acio marathi mwena wa opposition rĩ merwo thirikari ndionagio ngakĩ makoragwo magĩtwĩra atĩa makoragwo magĩtwĩra mũmenye thirikari no ĩmwĩke maũndũ maria mutareciria no imwike. So we have a problem with the government that is double standards. Riria mundu ta Farah Maalim akurugama king'ang'a-ini auge korwo ni urari president agiroragire andu Gen Z 5,000 ri Kenya Kwanza no igire mubunge ona umwe akiaria ndeto icio ni makirire ki last month mbere ya mathiko ma MP wa Kasipul arugamire bunge mubunge omwe wana guku miena ya na guku North Eastern akiuga atiriri gikuo kionekana ri tuka move on no igire andu aria maritio muthi a Oscar Sudi magikato video twakumukemea acha but were those statements wrong? They were very wrong. Koguo government ri statements cia andu aria matari ao ri no ginya maci manipulate to their story, to fit their story. No iria cira happen ri tanjira fio mundu akirugama mbere ya king'ang'a agitwira ati kura cia Kasongo no ginya cikaigana na cia kuigana ri ni makamenya uria mageka nacio. That person is telling you, regardless of you going to the ballot and casting your votes, we have means of ensuring your vote says whatever I want it to say. Juge, I am an advocate of the constitution being upheld.
Yes.
Na angikoro fio kwe mundu kuona fio athukia akona Gachagua nera ugire mundu tarafatire. There is what the constitution says about such utterances. You go to court, you summon them, you can arrest them, uthio mahingurire mashtaka. No riu tukuria atiriri matana hutia rigathi uyu wa last week ri Farah Maalim eja uri ongi wana kuria eja abunge wanaigwa ginya bunge hindi iria kwari na public participation thiini wa bunge na no thiini wa wetagwo atia Bomas of Kenya hindi ya public participation ya impeachment mubunge mutumia akiuga gonga ua arauga mwana ucio anyitwo oragwo tondu mwana ucio ri arauga if Makanga anaenda pia dereva aende na nikio wonire mutumia ucio riria aruzire mwana wake people were not human enough to condole with her. People celebrated. Reason being we riria mwana ciana cirari ciene ri ruagonga ua. So now it's your case of your kid and you want the country to mourn with you. I don't advocate for whatever the nation did. Tondu mana kihoto ri gutire mundu wi riria gakua. No umaga handu utauma handu wakoma no gakua. But njiraga ateti ati na ndiratinda ngira ayuthi mere ayuthi enza tondu today it is Moses Kuria, it is everybody else. Tomorrow it's Njeri Kahiga in parliament. Wanyita. Tomorrow it is Njeri Kahiga who is the deputy of the president. Dramera atiriri. Moni emenyerere muno oi. Atiriria rugano rwe mwena waku rurakwagirira ri. Ukauga maundu maya. Ria rugano rugacenjia rukorwo we mwena waja utari wa thirikari ri ukagaruruka because the problem starts when we think we will forever be in power. Wanyita. Nikio muthio kuona mundu we bunge akiuga atiri tata riu mubunge uyu wa guku gatondo I don't know if it's north or south. One time he shot somebody and he was taken to court allegedly ikoragwo eri an alleged murder case. Mundu ucio no igire mubunge na umwe akibuka shifu. Today he enjoys the privileges of being part of government. No muthio uyu agiruga kagombe agiruga oke mwena wa munyoro rucio agirara thiini. That is the government that we have. A government that pinpoints you because of which side you are. Now it is very wrong. Ni ndigiuga mundu wa opposition arekwo eke corruption, ndigiuga mundu wa opposition arekwo orage andu, ndigiuga mundu wa opposition arekwo eke maundu maria mangi moru, but
corona balance.
Let us have a balance.
Yes.
No anyita.
Okoro ni discipline ni mena yothe.
Yes.
Gutire kwenderera ati uyu ni arakirumanire no kuria kwaruma no kwina gathina.
Yes.
Muhesh Njeri Wa Kahiga icio ni ndeto njega ni tuthi uhoro wa kiama riu kieru finally skiza ground skiza wa Kenya rurine gutu kuskiza haya darora maafitha aria me hau kuma Cleophas Malala deputy party leader David Mingati national chairperson Peter Mungai Mwathi deputy national chairman wa strategy tuthiete oguo Hezron Obaga interim secretary Ithika Linturi national organizing committee chairperson Kate Warogoro national women leader aria marakigwetirwo minor commander eminent persons chairperson na ngei gyoguo tungithie mutaratara-ini ucio no wega tondu we umwe wa anyiti itemi na murumiriri woma wa kiama kia DCP timu wa Munyoro weta Gen Z hihi kiama-ini giki utongoria-ini meha na makuruhanitio atia kiama-ini giki kia DCP.
Nyambe njuge atiriri ningenete muno na ningwenda gucokeria mutongoria wa kiama kikiria numagirira Rigathi wa Gachagua ngatho ni kuona na gwika maundu maria aratuire atwiraga na kanua. You know, it's one thing when somebody goes around saying the Gen Z will be part, the Gen Z will be part, and it's another thing mundu ucio ku make sure agithondeka structures ciake ri andu acio ni amekira kundu ku. Rigathi wa Gachagua riri aretaga andu haria wa Munyoro wananyona athiete haria rungu wa muti uria twitaga ri ni a consultaga na andu from fine wide, from as far as Isiolo, Lamu, Wapi, Western and everybody else. Na in those 6 months, if I may call them 6, to kuma December ginya thaici mweri wa gatano ti meri 3, those 6 months aika consultations ri wa mbere thirikari ni yatuhuraga muno ikiuga aturi tribal ati kuu kuonagwo Gikuyu githeri. No mwana kihoto Rigathi did a national consultation. He sat down with youth leaders from across the country. Na riria gurakinyire tondu ramya ni kuri hindi ya kwirirwo na hindi ya kuneo. Wakinya hindi ya kuneo ri ndaratuhe tu iturwa cia youth, aratuheire iturwa twari tweciria no ciholdwo ni youth. Because maya ni maundu ungithie na mioreri-ini athie ke fact finding. Ciama-ini iria ciothe ci thiini wa Kenya kia mbere ginya kia mwisho no menye Mount Kenya kwina ciamba hakuhi 30 something gutire kiama kina amemba thiini wa NEC, National Executive Council. The highest number ni kiama gitu. Ati thiini wa National Executive Council ciama iria nyingi ri tariu kiama kia ODM ri youth leader wao ni Oburu Odinga. Ni Oburu Odinga na miaka igana ni mukuru muthi ucio na miaka hakuhi 70 na nominatetwo bunge ta youth leader wa ODM nena miaka 70
ona ni araugite no ekurugama ringi
ta youth leader no anyita ciama iria ingi ciothe ri ukoraga maita maingi nekire in most cases nekikoragwo na 30 to around 60 maximum. Gitu kena around 38 members, roughly 38. I'm not sure if it's 38, but I think it's 38. Wakora atiriri giti kiria kia neo youth ri no kia National Youth League peke yake, no kiama kia Rigathi wa Gachagua na ni ngwira andu mathimeke na mnya ORPP is a public platform mathimeke uthuthuria. Mundu wa mbere turaheirwo ari mu Gen Z ni muiretu wa haha Kiambu, muiretu ugwitwo Thiga, Wanjiku Thiga. She is 33 years old, niwe national chairperson thiini wa kiama gitu. Koguo maundu mothe ma youth league merungu wa muiretu ucio wa Kiambu. Mundu ugwitwo executive director. In many other parties giti kiu kiheagwo athuri aria matoire siasa-ini. Athuri no mathukie milioni 10 maigirire metha iguru. No anyita athuri kungikona ngahiha kidogo ate kiama ni kia hara kirabatara etagwo atia agent 1 million agent no maigirire metha iguru, no maigirire metha iguru. Iraheirwo mwitu ugwitwo Brenda Banjira na ni wa county ya Busia. Anyita timo Gikuyu. Haya giti kia vice chairperson operations kiraheirwo mwitu wa miaka 24 wa kuma county ya Githumo. Anyita
uyu nake Brenda na miaka igana?
Brenda is 33 years. Our executive director Alvin Kafura 31 years. Arugamirire niwe secretary international affairs. Kuga mu Kenya we US, mu Kenya we Israel,
diaspora
mu Kenya yani o handu aruma. Mundu ucio maundu make merungu wa muiretu ucio wa miaka 31. Wanyita na iritu ni ramuonire haria mbere ti andu magirwo ati you have 100 million to buy a seat at the table. These are just young people who in their own capacity have supported this party when it was being formed, and they have shown capability of being leaders in those specific areas. To nigero gikeha maundu ma international relations utaramenya ona bururi we na continent cigana thino ina continent cigana. Gitikia National Deputy Organizing Secretary ke mwena wa Taita Taveta kirwamio ni mwitu wetu Miriam Fredina Mariki. wanyita hari ite icio
Miriam nake na miaka igana
26 years
okay.
She's the National Deputy Organizing Secretary ucio rungu wa SG wanyita SG rashurungu alafu ninge waro deputy party leader marara ri nikio to mundu mukuru ndake rika ria Oburu Odinga no anyita koguo tungiuga the youthful faces in the party we really have very young people below 35 years in those 5 positions nayo ni neki peke yake among a minimum of 38 people 5 of them are people below 35 years tuoka below 40 no tokioire half the cabinet no anyita na I am very sure my party leader will be unveiling the other sections of the party tondu kiama ni kiri branches nyingi muno niko ina secretariat niko ina directorate niko ina management you know nikuri icigo ingĩ nyingi muno thĩinĩ wa kiama every category I can assure you tondu mutongoria witu Rigathi atwiraga kiama gigathondekwo na gikaranwo ni andu mbeu njithi ithuĩ seniors yanyu no kumuonia haria mukugera kumunyita guoko mutikore and true to it he has done that because he had the option of giving a 60-year-old gitekia deputy party leader he had the choice of giving our SG akawale muthuri wa miaka 70 you know because some parties have done it but hakinya hari were maundu maria mothe aratwiriire haria rungu wa muti wa munyorori he has done it no ngerora pressers cia wa munyoro cia kuma the first interview he ever did when he was on air he kept saying of the Gen Z factor ono ngirora slogan itu nawe ndungiona fio ni ya Gen Z kuskiza ground na nirakeiguire mutongoria tu akiuga thirikari ino ni ku finish kumalo ukamenya muthuri ucio atindaga na Gen Z tondu kwaria ma ku finish kumalo no angakire ya marika mao kweli
ona muiretu ria wamuheire ritwa
Rigiji akire muiretu munini
yes ari o Gen Z
na you saw when he was DP he took that lady and gave her a good platform
for sure
so one thing with Rigathi Gachagua what he promised when he was down there in Wamunyoro planning of the party he has done na riu he maundu mangi riu maguka tondu apart from giving them positions at the desk remember National Executive Council nikio like you can call it the heart of a party that is where most decisions are made that is where ORPP is informed neki raugire toria wono mothe neki ya UDA ya futa mwire toria gwetwo Senator Gloria riu hinyo cio hetwa youth atano kwaria maikanagie na maina kamanda kuria na kitu aruguru ri ndugura muthuri ucio reka kaundu kega na kabata
na thina ndakirirwo ni undu ari homecoming iri ya Matiang'i senator
riu ri
management the dirakiuma hau
first of all when Gloria was in power because now she is no longer in power by the virtue of the NEC has decided there were times I did not agree with her sentiments because initially she was a great supporter I am avoiding to use the word sycophant of that government she was yes madam yes sir but somewhere along the way in her own articulation of issues she stood out like somebody who can stand up for herself ndondereria kwari na cira wake wa allegedly sexual harassment thini wa senate ri atwarirwo apology nyandike and I stood up as a young person and I said no I don't agree with Gloria's way of doing politics no ndungiandikira mundu apology iri urenda guthomere ni ndakuhitiria no urenda unyandikire apology na ndikarogyo na comma na ndikarogyo na heading na sometimes you know some of these things go into record into the Hansard she was given an apology statement that was supposed to puncture her case before the disciplinary committee kwa hiyo juge it's very unfortunate no demo welcome kiama gitu kia DCP gwito DCP totifutaga andu totifutaga andu na ugigakinya gufutwo ri it's on very fair grounds tete ne kuga ati ni warehe a different opinion we have a boss who listens to every opinion na agatua matua make at the end of the day now that is what Ruto should have done agiretire mwiretu cio muthikiririe no ugueka ri for a minute riu ni amba ko take a political statement ati umuthi ona ingigetwo metha-ini njirwo ndenda kuheo nomination menyo so ni wira ungifutwo any time
ti ati ni undu ukire na mutaratara ta TIBC kuhuthika kana muheshi ni tuthi uhoro wa andu acio wa gweta nio maramutongoria we Gen Z thiini wa kiama giki kia DCP urona ta kuhuthika mitaratara iriku niguo gukinyira Gen Z tondu Gen Z mena energy no energy no ri ndiwe kana no igakorwo kura tondu koraga andu anini thina wao makorogo na vibes tutatokelezea tutavote tutafanya no actually uhoro wa guikia kura ni urabatara gibande na ni urabatara mundu eyandikithia ta muikia wa kura hii ni urona ta energy no ya Gen Z atongoria ya riu me haha we urio itari-ini urio riu ta energy no igatuika kura
nyambe njuge atiriri most of the people that have gone to the executive council are people that nyonete ona matari maranominatwo guthi guikara ite-ini icio ri in their own capacity makoretwo maki aria ndeto cia mbeu njithi na makirari behind the force of Gen Z. Most of them are people that we were with during maandamano last June. Na juge I would not want to speak on their behalf, but tari umuthi chairperson witu wa youth league ni akomitete na atongoria a universities. Koguo ni kunjira atiriri mundu ucio ikariria thi na atongoria universities akienda kumenya atiriri how can I engage university students in my party, how can I ensure a youth ya me university ri ni maigwa me part and parcel of the party, because anybody in university 99% of them have IDs wanyita. So our chair has already taken the first step kukinyira the university students. That was her first meeting to do matiraki hiro ite Thursday umothe tiwa Monday yake ya mbere office-ini. So if today on her first Monday at work she has taken the initiative of sitting down with the student leaders, I am very sure they discussed a lot of things. Ni the page ni ya kiama ya update na I am very sure leo neto kwambia kumona maki engage university students to go gathi guikia kura, but also to encourage them to be part and parcel of ensuring we bring in sober government. Todo mundu wa university ni mundu ungithikiriria mubunge akiendia sera ciake amenye kana mundu uyu ni araria horo realistic kana arauga tu maundu for the hype of the political hit. Na mundu othe we university technical schools shukuru ici cia kothi cia polytechnic ucio ni mundu ngiguthikiriria one ni ndeta mundu athomera kothi ya carpentry mundu angeingeria ni akuongerera thogora kana mundu uyu ni akuguthahuthia muturire wa fundi wa mbao. Mundu uyu ruga yake ri ni ruga ni ndeta fundi wa mahiga ndireruta kothi ino turarizonate nake. So the team she has decided to engage on her first day in the office is a team I am sure ekom tunegera takiama the influence and the coming on board of the people in technical schools and universities. I am also very sure ni magothie mtaani na as our leaders I am sure they will bring us in to thie mtaani tondu ningi kuga andu matathire technical courses kwa andu matathire universities but they are running the shows back in mashinani. Unacho ni ahigorire hardware yake na ahigorire saluni yake. In fact ugethi gucemania nake ri uracemania nake committee ne ya business community no anyita, but murucio ni Gen Z ena miaka 25 kana 26, but by the virtue of where life landed them emwena wa mtaani. And I am also very sure as we progress within the party ndoko tukiona ayuthi maki encourage okuruga maite tondu I am a believer that as a 24-year-old who is championing to be the women rep of Nyandarua County, I am very much contented that kiama giakwa ni gikunyitirira na ni gikuhe platform. Ni twehetuketwo ni mahinda maria Gen Z arugamaga kerwo abioreke ng'ani ya biarugame ageretie maita mugwanja were wira miaka ingi 10 ya kurugama. We are past that, and I am glad that my party leader has acknowledged the fact that the Gen Z revolution back in 2024 June ne yacenjirie a spin. Wanaigwa ginya mutumia atwendete party leader wa PLP akiuga muteti thaici urenda gwika siasa uria ekire 2022 atagu consider the new pattern irerokire after June 2024 ni muteti owe haraihu no horo tondu the maandamano scenario and the political outcome of maandamano 2024 ni raspinire around siasa cia Kenya no tondu umanake hoto andu acio ko ni maturekereirie o mweri ongiri maybe we would be under the military, maybe things would be different tondu haria twakinyete tatiari handu ha gutheka ni ndari maandamano na I saw it all mugathi na mundu kiroko akarekio mugathi na mundu kiroko agacoka mucie na injury amwe turamathikire as late as last month kuria mwena wa Kirinyaga na the pictures that I saw ni indo cigutura hakiri ci very traumatic tondu nie ndio no ngorwo ngeikirio tear gas gacokia maundu macio mundu amenyagira kuria ground ati no ucokie tear gas watakano no cihurwo mukahurwo na mai na mugacoka mugathi na mbere na maandamano
when one ni wagire na nguraro
the only time that I got an injury was recently to Shamata area guns ciatumitwo when the tear gas was blown out nitwageririe kuruga stadium ine na ni ndagurarire have marks on my knees
nere wa mucoba geragia kuhura hura
na it's because muthenya ucio ni ndekirite heels no ndia kiuga na ukona maandamano riu namya hende ya maandamano twekeraga rabato ntramenya kuria ni kimbi riu muthenya ucio ni ria ndakiugite tugithie kanithai na Sunday mura gikiraga Sunday best na gikira mikanye maundu maria ndonire riu na ngwiciria gutugithia thia ri mune agubatara gikiraga mutoki thiini tondu thirikari na nayo ri oguo turauga ri ni irenda maundu ma kimbi muno twathi micemanio because they don't agree that Wanjiku wa kawaida ni amohegite so it's very violent na wita mwitu munini ri riu menye kwanza ni unie ndiu gutengera riu maita maingi uteithagio ni andu magakunyita mukagucio but it's very sad that ndirauma gwakwa nyumba guthi kanitha no ndire cua kanitha kau ni karirikirira ta kanitha wari kuria mwiki ni wonire tuguthiete kanitha wega
orire turikeire ri
orire roho aenda gucukari turimba saikeri isi guns
niwe niyo ndathire tondu hari na andu tere uguo amuheshimiwa mwago mheshimiwa Meja Donk hau tuikararite uguo riu ni ndakuhiriirie riu ha munene biu ngembiriria kumwira rigidi riu gaka tuikare haha uguo I remember that kasako tuikare riu hamwe riu na sek you know, was imagining this is inside a church my friend for heaven's sake
but you know
for heaven's sake
we are having a president who has a history with violence in church and jiraga andu atiriri ona ugikaga maundu maria mangi mothe ri kanitha-ini ciana cia andu you know it's very painful na nie jiraga ateti mundu agika maundu maria areka ukamenyaga mwico na kihoto wahota ugatigira njara ciaku irumi saramenya kuria ciumanire nacio tondu tanjira muciari wateire mwana wake hindi ya Gen Z maandamano ri ngoro ya mundu ucio ni kahona mundu ucio agokira 2027 kaundu kau athi kwirukia thirikari iyo ire amuragire ciana ciake ucoke mundu ucio hwaini unjire ni igwa ati ni muya githurano mundu ucio ri you are charging them to be another person that they did not intend to be when they leave the house
no tukeragi uguo Njeri witu Gen Z aige marenda change no wathikiriria hena murengo wa Gen Z urauga atiriri mheshimiwa Rigathi ari o thirikari-ini no ona hindi yo ya Gen Z makiona mathina maya amwe makoria niki ateyumiririe gugitindika uhoro ucio kumarwirira kuguo hari ona muhwo ucio raikio ni Gen Z na ndiwe aya mugukorwo mugi convince atia ati nima mwi hamwe nao
nyambe njuge atiriri I remember when Gen Z maandamano was happening no ndetagwo mainstream media jariririe maundu ma Gen Z na rimwe hwaini tukirite uguo ri tukiona president eka pressa orire twarikia pressa ri tukigwa ningi andu amoho ni matengera Mombatha na akedigathia na pressa. Remember in protocol deputy president should not do a presser after the president. In fact, even in speeches, deputy president dagiaria after president. Those are the protocols that are set there and nothing can happen. No president edire tole ru wonaga thiku ici arikia kwari netaga Raila na areko guto ne amenya muthuri uyu ri kira kingimukenia tu no kuneo kamero gaka gakwa na gastandi atige kungia Rigathi Gachagua, I would not be the Gen Z who would sit down and defend somebody when I know clearly they were involved. No jugi atiriri Rigathi hindi o niakikire pressure na niho atwirire uhoro wa NIS, niho atwirire maundu maingi muno thini wa Mombasa na korwo mwaririkana wega ri ni gwakinyire handu nginya gwituika gitumi kira ara impeach ri ni tondu ni endaga ku overthrow thirikari na gwituika ni urafandaga Gen Z. So majority of the young people understand that when the Gen Z maandamano was happening, Rigathi Gachagua stood up for the Gen Zs. But also, there are people who will want to say he was still part and parcel of that government. But if you look between June and August, September, October, when he was being impeached, some of his allegations were already among the marenda ku overthrow thirikari na ku kararia na thirikari. Na in fact, abunge mogaga atiriri, that was public display of a lot of disrespect to his boss. Guthiweka presa yake kando kivi yake na presa ineyo ri arashutumu honge cia thirikari cia interior, honge cia thirikari cia NIS na niho wonire magikome na thina na mundu gwitwo Haji na juge we have to be very honest. If there is somebody we need to hold accountable for the death, murder and the police brutality is the CS who was there by then, the CS Interior, who is Kithure Kindiki. No ware CS wa Interior, thigari cia thiaga farafara on his instructions. Whatever they did out there, he was the CS Interior. No wabatie kumera atiriri, mwathiere mukue mete ya micembe ti rithathi. You know, he was the head of that Interior docket. So if we are supposed to go back and analyze the whole thing, nionire BBC egetuonia borithi acio maturagia marumaga shoot to kill. Todo andu acio mari na instructions from wherever they had done. Gwire atiriri, gutire mo borithi umagira barabara tai na orders. Na because some of them are good people, they openly tell people, nienda kwa haha na instructions. Tari wale twaandamanaga Nyandarua ri, twakwanaga na nene akuma gatwira atiriri. Inye muandamane na mumenye twerwo tweke undu ungi, we will have no choice. No tondu mutie na vurugu ri tukumuhe escort. Tari tugethi office ya kuria wa Kwenyari, we were getting escort from the police officers of that area. But in some areas like Nairobi and wherever else, Mombasa, Nyahururu and where else, for this year ya orders cia shoot to kill. Na ukora ginya KDF ni igereire, which is very unconstitutional. Tondu muthigari KDF daga no ukora yuka farafara their demonstrations. So if we are to start on accountability during the Gen Z maandamano, the first person we need to bring to book was the CS. The second person ne IG ule wa marugamirire. Third person ne anene regions, the regions that where the death rates were happening. We need to bring them to book. Na nekio jugaga aikoro he odo thirikari ikaga ne misuse of energy. Tere nyonaga rimwe magitinde kamuini urainire Ruto must go. Makamo samoni NCIC. They should be summoning those regional police officers. They should be summoning who was the CS then back then. They should be summoning the police officers who were taken video because juge umuthi nyoko usite online media.
Yes.
Na ndimacokerie ngatho muno haria maruma because in the documentary of June 2024, most of those clips were from the videos that were shared online.
Yes.
Clips iria ciaciagwo ni andu acio the uragweta online, Castro Media, Kikuyu Media, all those medias that were there online. Andu acio ri magetio footage icio ciothe o muthigari wono gabica-ini aim to kill matwaro igoti-ini ri tutingiona kihonia na justice yonekane. No thirikari enda kuhuthira o aya moraganire last year ri no maratumwo kwa Natembea makamugire awaya ne uronire mageshuti ngari ya Peter Sarasi ya maguru wa mbere ri ni wa risk muturire wa mubunge ucio because the moment you shoot a car that is on the move maguru ri ngari yo ri wa may bring to a standstill in a very mechanical wrong way tondu ngari ege aronire mubunge ucio kweri muthigire cio na kigetwe wakiuraga mundu ucio but in the same energy handu ha musamoni mundu ucio ke bungere mwenda ningi kuhuthira police. So we need to ensure that thirikari rekarehwo next, and because I've done criminology for my diploma, I've always felt it's time we engage gear 2 in terms of police recruitment, because danathikiriria documentaries cia police recruitment or military recruitment of US Army, UK Army, anaona ginya advertisement yoka online ria maenda ku recruit andu kwi ginya Kenya mathiaga makoyo andu acio matiambaga gutarwo magego matiambaga korwo no rurimi rwake ni rutune. You know, some weird things that we do for recruitment are what end up costing us a lot when they go to service. Tondu mundu uyu ri, first of all, the humiliation you've taken them through and the efforts and everything at recruitment, na the kind of recruitment wa matwara na exercise ni wa matwara ri, mundu ucio akiuma ku aroka gusavu andu ari a different person. The humane part of it is already gone. The clips that we see online of the military training that our Kenyan police go through in those military barracks, especially the normal police, AP kind of ones that go to Nekegajo. I sometimes wonder, mundu aratrainwo akadeal na wajiko wa kawaida kana Al-Shabaab. You know, we have to have a measure. And I really hope we will get to a generation where muthigari tare US mundu agikunyita kana mabũrũri marĩa mathite na mbere amba gukurugamia na gĩtĩo muno. Oko ni ura over speed, the siren will be behind you gari ikaigwa ya kwira na ni makoragwo moi waigwa gari thutha kugweka atia ukarugama agakwira please roll down your window. Woko Kenya ukirugama uguo ni ukamboka nayo makofi mere mutare murani
no kurake depend nawe urakoparate atia ndoigwa uria ni oya atiriri kingora aigua ni kurugama koguo hena kindu kiretwo gukoparate.
It's a two way thing. Yes. Citizen mundu wothe no muthe ingituika citizen wa US ri ni thiaga through rights of a citizen. Nigamenya rights cia borithi cikinyete haha, rights ciakwa ciambetia haha. It starts with structures uria mambia me training. Muthigari uria akerwo wanyita mundu you have a dash cam. No anyita dash cam a body cam because dash cam ni ya ngari mundu ucio nyamu ino ikiritwo haha kamera ri munene wake wi office ri ni ona yothe mundu ucio areka ko mundu ucio ndangimuruma. No, Kenya, some cases we find of police brutality is because muthigari ucio ri haria kunyiteire maitia maria kwirire mwe haria ground mwekinya station ni magarurukire ni matwekire mage. But we have to agree, we have good police officers, we have bad police officers. We have good citizens, we have bad citizens. But we need to go back as young people and ensure we restructure the military and the interior docket.
Okay. Tugioka hau ni tukurora maundu maya mothe loyal opposition ira kinegena muno makiria okuma uhoro wa affordable housing, uhoro wa SHA na nima ni mukenya ni kayuka mukenya uria arakiigua ahinyiririkite nao ateti magakioerera kayukau makanegena hihi ndiwe kana makaya maya ni marakiiguo ni thirikari na inyuire ukiama-ini kia DCP alternatives iria murahe mukenya ni tairiko ni ica ikuhi no twambe tuikie ritho haria mutambo-ini wa YouTube. Thank you muno John Mwangi, you're loving the show. Salimia sana, a very bright leader of today. Njeri Kahiga, Nancy Gathoni, thank you. We tuned kuma kuria Kinangofu, kauga ni your classmate, your former classmate. Nancy Gathoni.
Oh, she's from Kinango?
Yes.
Gathomia nake cukuru haria Nyahururu.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. Peter Mbaire, thank you muno. Bebetu Mixer, riu urajeta mama county wa Naikuru, Korea Nakuru County 032. Thank you muno. Na ukauga we Korea Tel Aviv, Israel. Arauga nima ku mutaratara wa gucagura andu aria megukiingira mbiraru kana maundu ta macio makorogo mari
very different.
Yes, mitaratara tofauti tini oro ngari hana kana
let me tell you
magego, yeah?
One time I was in China na I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yani ginya ni enjoy ginya kuona muthigari tondu arakuria na gitio muno. Can I see your passport? Tondu we foreigner no ginya rore passport yaku oneka ni uhetukitie thiku cia guikara Kwa in many cases you are advised you walk around with your passport. Muthigari ucio mwari kia kwira agakuria atiriri, how is your country? Yani the engagement between police officers na raia cia kawaida is very much friendly.
Wathiete gucera?
Ndathiete maundu ma kumenya bururi na maundu ma construction tondu beyond politics de mundu urete wika maundu ma construction, maundu ma miako-ini. But I can tell you for a fact, you go any country beyond Africa, you will enjoy the police officers. Na nikio wonaga atiriri, Mukenya angigwa chance ya guthi gutwika muborithi US kana UK, they don't think twice. I have a friend of mine that we grew with them, childhood friends. O thikũ ici ndimuonaga kũu mabũrũri-inĩ macio nĩ atuĩkire mũthigari wa US, na mũndũ ũcio akwĩraga at KDF soldier in Kenya and them who have just been recruited is like heaven and earth. But then again, it comes with structures. Watũma mbunge hana atĩa mbunge tondu niĩ rĩrĩa ngatuĩka women rep wa Nyandarua, because right now we are discussing about femicide. We are discussing about GBV. As we talk about all these, we also bring in the issue of police brutality. The first thing that parliament needs to sit down and pass, neo borithi akineo njuguma, akineo kiraoni, ni anengero kamera atakaruta hau. Nigetha riri akinjetia 50 ya hongo ri akajiraga ni aca yuri kũ ndiragura, because we have a problem in Kenya that needs to start with us. Na ningi hora muthigari to ni anjetia license ri ngonagwo kamera ineo, because again we have log citizens.
Kwari na rendekithia riu ria kamera iyo ya thigari
matingitekera bũrũri
nyongoro cio wakinyire ha
niwe giko thigari icio nicio ciratumwo cikanyite rigathi wa Gachagua ri mbunge no ingigitikira atia ukona kamera ni makuno magitumwo maka antagonize opposition.
Na mwiroreri no atwire rendekithia riu riari ati thigari cikoragwo na kamera body cam, no twende kumenya gwakinyire atia kana maundu macio makinyire ha. Na ni urageithio muno ni Kimone aka Bishop
ni director
Nyandarua,
director of public participation kuria Nyandarua.
Lovely.
Ria turauga those of the opinion say aye no kiugithagia kuria Nyandarua county.
Thank you muno.
Yes.
Bena wa Juja Road watching from Utawala. Thank you. Milka Mili Wamboi gaka kairetu nikoge muno. Yes, nikaheo maito wa Nyandarua.
Milka ni muini, gweciria ni muini.
Milka Mili Wamboi.
Yes.
Yes. Isaac Mbae Kamau geithia Njeri Wa Kahiga. Michael Njogona, thank you.
Isaac Mbae ucio ni muhecimu wa kuria Githioro.
Nice.
So no yakwiragio ni andu aingi muno.
Thank you no endo cio. Haya, Michael Njogona ni twakuona. Fene Mwangi Junior watching to Mama County's great brains. George Wanjeri, thank you. Francis Njima Kiambogo Oldonyoburu ko ne gwito. Georgia DMW Honesty Shiro Huru Marketing we Hamza Makadara, thank you muno. Fred Juma radio horo wa trust. How can we trust DCP? Todo wanakiona ateti ni mathia magacenjia maingira utongoria-ini, ni urakiona uria mu Kenya akimenyete ni aumira mama mboga na nona maundu uria mahicenjirie au ni ukuhutia horo wa trust. Nat Saudi Arabia kwero atia he MCA Kimani wa Maina arauga the lady has good insight, very informed, say hi to her. Na arauga uyo ni aspiring MCA Murungaru Ward Nyandarua Kinango.
Thank you so much.
Kune kwanyu
na nijue murucio ni mbeu njithi
ucio no
ndirahitia
ndona bica yake
aretwo atia
aretwo MCA Kimani wa Maina.
John
Getao well represented team Nakuru, thank you. Mimi ni sizi ya Gen Z, sasa na yeye huyu ni Gen Z ni the millennial mvinyo thank you. Okauga uko ndani. Miriam Njogona, thank you. David Wekesa huyu ni senator mtarajiwa wa Nairobi County 2027 uretwirorera we kuria Carnival. Sam Karoko Kiambogo Sisters, David Wekesa, thank you muno. Netwa kuona roringi Magimaina adothe Kiambogo Munada Kiptangwanyi na Manyiki Muyuki Rugeithi team Nakuru. Haya Magimaina netwa kuona ringi wewe team Nakuru Kiambogo. Benjamin Mbogo, Patrick Karanja Riri huyu ni mumeba wa DCP Party. Kiawairi Mojoroge, Rada Sana, Steve Kim, KE, oh my goodness, Expanders Media, netwamuona kahudho acha hapo. Kingero watching live, you love the insight. Michael Githaiga, Nyeri kwero atia. Waja wa Mwagiwe Muranga, Jogwa Trench Coat we Uthero Geshagi. Haya John Karaoke, naomba unisaidie, I want to be like that young leader because I'm also upcoming na simama MCA Kawangware. I need also the platform to be mentored. Lovely. You're mentoring people, you are inspiring people, Muhesh.
Au ni moment kana we.
Tumomente.
Oh.
Anyway, but John Kariuki karibu anytime. Ranki Ravitej, asante sana. Aya, Shiko Njoro. Aya, John Kariuki, Jos Moch, Jackson Moshemi Nanyuki, Thegio Mono, Naivasha Mwastek Electrician, Renox Rono, one time, first time Waduthi. Yeah, when first time, first man Waduthi, Wagige Kwerotea. Peter Kimani, Njeri akona mutu. Mweshi no wagawe ya ye. Iko mutu.
Nde meraga miaka no ginyeti riu ni.
Kimono.
Tiare marriages.
Botu gatira bururi shege mwagi thegio ona toto by the way ahikire aigira kuria bugu.
No, but I tell people, yes. You know, umanake hoto ni atiriri gutire mundu utakoragwo na mundu. No kona mundu wa wira tari wendo ira andu wa kamera riu magakarifairaga mundu enda mutu mugani.
Oh my goodness, it's a message ne nyingi muno haha Facebook na YouTube. Thegio murori witu ni kwenda Mzima live show na ageni aria ngurehagira haha Mzima live show rumirira haria Facebook, YouTube, TikTok tuthie na mbere kwaranirio guo. Muheji no tuthi horo wa alternatives. Nie ndoraga atiriri. Yes, ni mauga SHA ina thina, ni mauga horo wa affordable housing, ni mauga horo wa HELB gutiroka wega, ni mauga horo wa bei ya indo ni rakiambatira. Inyuta DCP ni murona ta mungihe mu Kenya alternatives.
Nyambe njuge atiriri. You see, I am a Kenyan beyond me being a member of DCP. Na I really understand mu Kenya akiuga atiriri. Turona ciama nyingi cikaingira akuma kuu kwao. Tariu mwena wa kirima ri he andu aria maratu represent thiini wa DCP. Mwena wa Western nao kwi andu aria maratu represent. Mwena wa Ikamba-ini, mwena wa Coastal Region, mwena wa Western, mwena wa Isiolo, we have their representatives. Totai turakinya ha DCP as a party, yes. Check the individuals that are coming on board. People who are preaching that gospel. Sometimes, even in Christianity, utanaba kuga kanithani korure. Waba kurora muini wa kwaya, pastor, asha, mundu uria wi haria gate-ini, all those people, because kiama no ikorwo na very good structures, very good intentions, no members na atongoria magikia atia makiguithie. So before we look at the party as an item, the party as a body, can we look at the people who are spinning the wheel? Tareu mutongoria ogwitwo Senator Methuri wa kuria Nyandarua ri andu a Nyandarua Senator arugamari ni maraigua me represented, ni maraigua maundu mao ni magukorwo me handu hega. Woka ni kaunti ta yanyu mundu ugitwo Mbae daktari ara ni aroirwo ethini wa neki, the guy that you hosted last time when I was here. Andu ana Ikuru ri, when they look at him standing there, are they sure maundu ma Ikuru ni marakinya metha-ini ya utongoria ucio? We have to bring party agenda and party views, at least for a minute, from the individuals that we send and from the members of that party. Because retokoya thirikari ri ndigakorwo ri kiama kiraruta wira ni individuals makaruta wira. Riria andu a Naikuru wathi wa mahoya gite kia women rep ri TDCP igakorwo bunge, niwe Mzima ugakorwo bunge. So if you as an individual don't stand up and say andu a Naikuru ri mai mao ni macumbe, turenda thirikari yuke na project ya ku make sure matari marakinyira Wanjiku ri ni matoro through the process of cleansing the water. Nwanyita andu akire nyaga nao ri manyite hold atongoria ao mauge mucere witu ukikiremwo ri market na kiria kingi whatever subsidies that may come along or the things that we see andu akahua makiheo tondu menya andu anyanda ndaiguire makiuga the same way andu akahua makiheagwo bona thire na ithuĩ tukwenda waruci tuciambie kuheagwo bona tutingeiguaga ni mwaheo 4 billion cia gutindika maundu makahua na macani na ithuĩ
miaka-ini iyo ukoraga andu aingi maingira uteti hihi taringi matanyite he gabeca karonekana handu kana he handu ra mobilize nigetha wone kanyamu. No, your passion is evident, you want to serve the people, you know. Kaundu kau kaumanire nako Yes.
You know, for a long time I've avoided doing shows that bring on board the journey, because for a minute Kenyans and the people who watch, I think the roses they see, makeup, people in heels is what makes up the politicians or the leaders that we are. But the day that we tell them the thorny part, the behind the scenes, they now look at us differently, and sometimes niguaga advisors magikwira mwena ucio tigana naguo. But I'll tell you one thing. At the age of 17, 18, I was an actress at Inoro TV. Ndathakaga Central Cinema. Ndanathaka na Gacaru. Those Central Cinema used to come around 10 in the night. Ndathakaga na production yetagwo Jim Msanii. And in 1 month ndonagwo TV ni mitata matatu, because nindakoragwo ndi an actress na maita maingi ndaheagwo rũru njũru mũno. Ndaheagwo kaitu karia koru biũ set-inĩ ĩyo. When I went back home, I realized that community is confusing me being on media like an actress and me having money. You know, ugira andu a Kenya mundu onekanaga TV ni ndari mbia ri, they'll doubt. Tani ni ndemeraga, when you see me on Citizen or Kameme kwenyu ama any other TV station, I'm not paid to be on those platforms. Tani ule mundu reciria ginuka haha ni mukuhe ngiri ta igana. Na manake hoto ni atiriri, it's just courtesy. Courtesy ya riri, Njeri no onekane thaa cigana thaa ici na ni no nyonekane na andu akwa Kameme no monekane, we come do a show. So when I realized that people back in my home place used to confuse my publicity as an actress and me being having money, and they started bringing kadia, thifitari, mwana ora utari no hoti wa shukuru, by the virtue of they think you being on media, you are able to get money or able to get people who can fund or people who can help them in donations. So in my attempt to solve these small problems, because the no wako magira aciari to nio me muci Njeri okari ugakimwira akane ane nyamu ino gibindi-ini kia there is a kipindi in Kameme that irehaga andu aria morite
Jajo.
Yes. Wona aitagwo atia Nungari ira Njeri mwitu agitwarwo kwa Nungari no ateithike, you know. So now I realized they want me to bridge them with platforms. When I looked at it, I realized there is a gap between these people and their leadership. Because maundu ma cukuru ne bursary is, if the school fees is the problem, that classifies that problem as a bursary problem. If the problem is mwana committed thibitari ya JM for 1 month or 1 year na ni aremetwo kurihari, the county government has a kitty that allows such social issues to be solved by the county, if at all ne athuthurio na yakinya qualifications cia thirikari ingirire. So I decided to approach my area MCA, by that time etagwo Gaita wa Kireita, ngimutariria maundu macio na ni ndekire event kuria gwitu Mairuinya yetagwo Speaking Heart Foundation. And I brought the young people together. I looked for the MCA, gimurehe on board, getha MP, gimurehe on board, getha mundu wothe nderagwo no ateithie. But then as I was reaching out to these people, tonena abawa heo. When I called the MCA, he's very fast to respond by the virtue of nyakuiguaga media ine. So they respond to you very fast. Da engage mundu rari waziri, nyakuigua naraku engage. But then I asked myself, what about that young person who does not have a name? How will they get to this opportunity? So I felt there was a gap in leadership in terms of bridging the gap between the common mwananchi and the leadership. So how Gabia co-interact na Togoria Nyadaro, I was also an MC back then. So I got involved a lot with understanding how the government runs. I understood what an MCA should do, what an MP can do. Understand county government ire waziri uria wetagwo wa social services ire aigo no gukora gikatia na budget yake ngi understand atiriri governor eno hoti wa ku waive bill ya thibitari ya mundu koguo ndigabata atwikire mundu uyu harambe oko ni aturemire ri we just need to ensure that waziri wa health ri na wa social services ri ni mamenya kesi ino mamitindike mbere. So that is how I found myself amidst politics, because now when you engage a waziri, a political aspect comes on board. When you engage an MCA, a political aspect comes on board. But I really thank God that along the way it was not very rosy, but somewhere along the way I found myself, because I was also a very young person. Now I proudly tell people there are things that I did back then that if life gave me a chance to go back, I would do them differently. But I don't have any regrets of how I joined politics. There are lessons that I carry with me. Okay. Because truth of the matter, mundu wothe munini tari ni njiraga andu mwanyu na ndikaita thutha wa Rigathi Gachagua ma itikirai tu tondu ekeinde mwire before you get there ni kujijaza okay ihuria murona kurora karigwo one ngumukiria kweli no anyita. So it's a lot of having confidence, kujiamini. And me, I always tell people, carry yourself how you want to be carried. As a young person, dogwekira crop top na shitagwatia the ones with ragged jeans. Yes. Usoke wenda wika thutha wa Rigathi. Itakuwa ngumu sana. You need to look yourself, you need to look like the picture. If you want to be a young leader, look like the picture. So when the young people understand the algorithm behind being a young leader, you understand the unspoken rules and the spoken rules in politics. You understand where to take your stand, where to take a back seat, where to engage and where to withdraw. Okay. You are able to run the wheel. Wonderful. Yeah.
Muheshi ni twakena ni undu wa gutucerera Mzima live show oginyagia ikereka ringi ni ukwenda utuike mugeni wa mahinda maingi
mugajetaga na muoyenga ithuike mubunge ni getha riu ukani hostaga ndi muheshimiwa.
All the very best. Dona twiroreirwo riu ni andu o hakuhi 7,000 haria thiini wa
na ni ngwitwo ngugeithie ni riri
thiini wa Facebook, YouTube. Thank you.
Kuria gwitu Nyandarua ri he mwanake who is doing such a show wetagwo MC Jesse na ti mwanake ni muthuri niwe warutire mawira ma MC na when he comes to Nairobi ne nguku link up nake, because ona ithu no twende mundu wa Nyandarua agaika maundu maya kuria gwitu because I can tell you for a fact people really don't understand what it means to mentor somebody. For sure. And if you are willing to do it, I'll link you up. No na ni wageithio ni mundu wetagwo Josh Mosh. Yes. Na kenewe okoragwo ari no giuge newe online media iria twihokete tandu Nyandarua. Okay. Kaundu gothe karathi online ri twamba kurora page ni ya mundu gwitwo Josh Mosh.
Good job. Yes. Josh Mosh. Ni Josh Mosh?
Yes, Josh Mosh.
All right. Yes. Right. Muheshe ariria muikari wa Nyandarua county number 18 na ne tugukwenda oikereka ringi twarie maundu ma bururi.
Thank you. Kuri muikari wa Nyandarua handu hothe aruma kana we Kenya kana we diaspora kana we Nyandarua kuria turi nyambe ngwire hamaritwa toguo mzima mugire njetagwo Njeri Wa Kahiga gwitu ni mairo 4 ndereirwo mairo 4 Kirita Award and data beu njithi wa county ya Nyandarua ni nditiaga muno riria nguthie platforms, national platforms, ngetamburukia ta mundu wa Nyandarua na ndathiruka ndarora ndronire gite kiria ngihota guteithia andu akwa Nyandarua nakio ni gite kia women rep mundu methiini wa bunge thie ndimwariririe na ni njui aria mwathikiriria show ni mwakeigwa ndi mundu informed, mundu ramenya haria solutions cianyu cingiuma na gutuma mundu bunge mwitandu wa Nyandarua ni njui ni mukwenda gutuma mundu ona andu aria me Githumo, andu aria me Wajia magetea kuga Nyandarua ni amaheire kairetu kamaragiriria uria tuona gaceri gakire nyaga gakiaria mundu we Wajia na kuria kungi akaigwa he women rep waria maundu make he muyuthi wa we Nyandarua county uramenya ati angituma beu njithi mwenzake. I always tell the young people mundu atongaga rika riake riathana na nitukwenda ithui ta aciari mutwitikirie na mutuhe kanya tumutungate nigetha onoko tutikahota kwandika aciari aitu mawira-ini tukandika ciana citu twandike andu aria makuhota gutwara county ya Nyandarua mbere na andu aria makuhota gutindika bururi uyu mbere, because in the roles of a women rep nege maundu ma oversight, legislation na representation. Na representation, you represent the people of Nyandarua but in the national platform. Kwa huwa duanya daona damu thaitha na giteo kinene kugigakinya 2027 ndamuhoya kura yanyu mwitikire ndutire andu anyu aria me mafururi thiini wa fururi mugima wira no de representative umite mwena wa Nyandarua County. Na one of the key issues that I am very much aware that cirathi na mbere ni maundu ma GBV na njuge kwena bunge na kwena women reps mareda. We can handle GBV differently because when we talk of gender based violence to atumia aria mahuragwo ona athuri aria mahuragwo ona athuri aria makoragwo makigerera the gender based violence back at home. We are going to stand up for you. We are going to ensure ati kuria thiini wa bunge ni twathondeka watho wa GBV because GBV should be treated like a crime on its own because it tortures a family, it breaks families, it tortures the community, it brings down a community in terms of our mental health. Na je andu Nyandarua mungikando mabunge mama ngai andu ni magete andu Nyandarua mariuga tiga andu akirinyaga mena gaceri ga kirinyaga riu nao mena gaceri kao kairetu kanini Gen Z magutuma gatengere mandu manjuge yes ngauga yes mandu manyume no ngauga no na mandu ndimarehere solution ngaingira office ngeka research tondu gutire mundu menyaga maundu mothe he maundu maria nguthi ngithomaga he maria ngwiruta he maria nguka namo on board. Yes, thank you.
Ni urageithio muno ni Chef Gathemba.
Thank you muno. No mothe ni twamwaga cai-ini na guku ni muheanaga cai
no agato mai.
He's doing a very good job.
Yes. Kuria ya bururi.
Haya. Nike tumwagirio mothe.
No tuficha go.
Umwire aturehere cai wa na kou.
Wa diaspora. Thank you muno Team Master Chef Gathemba. Thank you mwiroreri wito. Thank you muno muheco nginya gikeka ringi. Tugocokeria ngatho mwiroreri wito wi haria Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Thiroya ihinda riri wina nie watwirorera tari ihinda tu uria kawaida ni tha nyingi kuma kuri Ngai witikirika we ukahuthira bundles ciaku ukahuthira wifi yaku ugaturumirira haria Mzima live show YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Oh my goodness, Ngai arogutanahira maundu-ini maku, Ngai arorugamia biacara yaku, arogamia mucii waku, maundu maku marugame, onake Ngai akorwo emwena waku agucokerie mahoya maria ukoretwo ukimuhoya. Na kiumia giki ndakwendera kiumia kina irathimo nyingi kuma kuri nyene, njira ciaku cironyorothwo, maundu maku maroagira. We murwaru etana na iguru, Ngai witu no egutuhonia mirino itu. In the mighty name of Jesus ndakuhoera kiumia kiega kina irathimo kuma kuri nyene. Kuma Mzima live show ngakwendera utuku muhoreru. Thayo.
Live show.
Ino ni Mzima live show.
The Health Link Natural Clinic presents the Link Blood Detox, a herbal supplement for cleaning the blood. Link Slim Magic, which assists with weight management. Gastro Gut Care, a natural supplement that supports digestive health. Colon Detox, which cleanses the colon by removing toxins and waste. Urinary Tract Care, which helps prevent infections. Gas Care, which helps with all stomach problems. And Libimax Premium, which supports male stamina, performance, and vitality. For more information, visit our branches located in Nairobi, Keno, Nakuru, Naivasha, Nyahururu, and Kitengela, or visit www.drchris.co.ke or call 0721 500 900 or 0731 500 900. The Health Link Natural Clinic.
Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Mzima live show. Haha neho. Mzima live